One of the biggest things we see in insulation in our area is not doing it to the full extent that it could be done, and just blowing insulation over the existing. It's a common thought, right? If I want to keep my home more insulated, just add insulation. And actually that's not quite the best way to do it. It will help to a point, but the biggest benefit that you can get when you're insulating a home is to stop the air from transferring, and that's what we call as air sealing. And so when we insulate your home, we're either moving the insulation, or depending on what you have in there, we have to remove the insulation, we air seal, and then we insulate. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So to put it into a little bit of perspective, when I talk about air sealing, what I mean is look at your outlet or look at your light switch on your wall. Behind that light switch is a wire. That wire runs up through your ceiling. Where it runs through the ceiling, there's what we call as a top plate. It's a 2x4. And the electrician, to get that wire through, had to drill a hole. Typically it's 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch wide, and the wire runs through there. If that's not sealed, or air sealed as we call it, heat and moisture from inside your home goes through your outlet, up the wall, and into your attic. So you're losing heat, and then you can have condensation and moisture issues. So it's vital when you're insulating, you're re-insulating an attic or your home, that you air seal. So that's what we're doing today. We actually removed the insulation in this attic. And if you take a look here, this is where there would be a light in the ceiling. We're sealing around that with 2-part foam so that we can keep the air and the moisture from coming through, and then we'll insulate over the top of this. Another area you can kind of see here, there's 2 runs of foam, and basically what this is here is that is an interior wall, and where the drywall, or in this case plaster, meets that wall, there's a little gap of air there that we have to seal up. It makes things a lot tighter. It's going to add to the comfort and to the energy efficiency of the home. If you were to ask me what's more important, is it more important to have a bunch of insulation in your attic, or is it more important to air seal? I would tell you that it's actually more beneficial for you to air seal your attic than it is to have insulation. We had a customer that we did this spring, we did some insulation work for him. It was a 2-year-old home, brand new house, and it wasn't air sealed. We went in and there was only about 6 inches of cellulose insulation. And in his daughter's room, the complaint or the concern is that it was cold. So we pulled out the insulation and we air sealed on the first day. The next morning, the customer mentioned to us that he was just thrilled with everything that we had did, that his daughter's room was so much warmer. And the key is that we didn't even insulate yet. We had just air sealed. It was obviously a lot better once we did add the insulation. But just to reiterate the fact that air sealing is a key component. So if you have an insulator that's saying, I'll just blow right over the top of your existing stuff, if your house isn't air sealed, that needs to happen before you add insulation.